position. Red change now. We go racing for the first time this season. 3 hours of GT action. It's go.
It's very tight as they come down. Group of cars coming in. This has all got trouble written all over it. This is G3 cars.
Drop downhill there, head towards the Aqua Minerale. Imola, of course. There's another one off through the gravel. As wide as possible as they drop downhill, putting that truck inside line. Yes, oh, we did. Through he goes.
Hello everyone, welcome along to Apex Online Racing. This is the Endurance Season 3. This is the final race, Race 4, and this is the final time our top 10 qualifying teams are taking part in the Superpole. This time it is at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. A terrifying circuit, especially when it comes to turn 1, so really going to be interesting to see how these guys do. Just in the free practice session at the moment, just before the race starts, just getting ourselves all ready. So we'll see if anyone is actually out there still lapping. Yeah, a couple of guys out there still lapping at the moment. Currently on board with Ollie Yars. And so our first drivers should be coming out pretty soon. There we go, just setting them up for it now. Right. So here we go. This is the top 10 qualifying drivers. They do an average qualifying for the entire team, take the average time. Whoever's at the top 10, they then get to come here today and do the Superpole. Okay, so first driver is out. That is one of the Hondas. Which one of our drivers is that one? So if anyone's unaware of what Superpole is, the basic idea is that you get one out lap, one flying lap, and one in lap. So this is it. It is all coming down to one lap. So one lap to get the tyres warm, one lap to set your time, and then that is it. Then you have to get out of the way for the next driver. In pre-qualifying, well, in the average qualifying, most times were all within a second of each other. It was either mid 34s to very, very low 135s. So these top teams, really, really close. So this is just the out lap, the warm-up lap at the moment. So what we'll do is we'll jump into the cockpit when it comes to the actual main lap. But at the moment, we'll just keep it a little bit these further out cams. Have a quick look at the livery. This is Maudsley in the 117. And they are racing for Team Jensen, Team Rocket Junior. Sorry, RJN, not Junior. My apologies. Again, you can see working those tyres hard, trying to get temperature into them. It'll be very unlikely they're using the same setup as the actual race, as they only have one lap to try and get the tyres hot. Let's have a quick look at the old championship standings. Let's quickly get a rummage. So the top 3, very, very close. We've got Renwalter Esports, youngsters, they've got 118 points. SPQ Racing Team with 115 points. That's car number 201. There's quite a few of those cars in this season. And in third place is Virtual Racing Team, again with 95 points. So all within a pretty close sort of area of each other. You never know what can happen in endurance racing, whether it be a rig breakdown, an internet breakdown, or just anything really, or even human breakdowns. But right, here we go. On to his only flying lap. Let's jump on board. Which is our best one. There we go. On the bonnet of him now. So let's see how he does. So down into turn 1. Really difficult one, turn 1. Throwing it left into turn 2. Very nicely done. Eases on the power. Hugs that inside line. Gonna dip all the way out to the left before getting on the brakes, swinging it back in. Manages to keep the front under control. Kept his nerve absolutely flat out now. Oh, I do apologise. I completely forgot to turn that bit of the stream on. Apologies, I just realised there was no car audio, so now we have car audio. That should be much, much better. Thank you very much, On Fire, for letting me know in the YouTube chat. Sorry, it's a bit rushed this morning. Right, so down towards this first chicane. Nicely done. Very difficult part of the circuit. Very easy to overstep on the throttle and send yourself wide. Oh, a little bit of hesitation there. Was that the Honda stepping out of line, or did Maudsley turn in possibly a little bit too soon? Now heading out onto the banking. All the way out to the left and hard on the brakes. Big inside curb. Got to avoid that inside curb. Really easy to unsettle the car. But a vital part of the track. You cannot afford to lose any time here. So here we go. This is going to be our first qualifying lap. Again, this is his only chance to set a time. So they want to go fast, but they have to make sure they keep it clean as well. So what are we going to get here? Coming to the line. And it's a 1:35.5. That is a little bit higher than I was expecting, but again, they don't have much time to put in a lap. So we'll now jump on board with car number 13 of Thomas Jack. So still on his out lap at the moment, so let's have a quick look at that car. This one is the number 13 McLaren. Let's have a quick double check on... Yeah, so yeah, I believe actually car number 28 is the only silver class team. Yes, he is. Right, so coming towards the start of his flying lap. Again, let's jump on. Here we go. Starting his flying lap. I do apologise if the level is a little bit loud. The onboard shot's always much, much louder than anything else. Rolling on the throttle now. Swinging it through again. Keeps it settled. Keeping it flat through here. Very nicely done. Now down towards this left-hander again. One of these corners you have to kind of make sure you get yourself in the right kind of spot. There we go, rolling on the throttle, dabbing the brakes, throwing it in. There we go, absolutely going for it now. Good exit there, managed to avoid the grass, but used every last inch of the circuit. Looks like they're off track, but they're not. All that grey section is usable circuit. So down towards the chicane. A little bit deep there, the car sounded like it got a little bit unsettled. Again, through these S's, got to be a little bit careful. Throws it in. Rolls on the throttle, all the way out to the exit curb. Right, here we go, absolutely flying. Towards that inside curb. Oh, goes a little bit deep. That's going to cost him. What can Thomas Jack do? Time ticking away from him at the moment. He's got a 1:35.5 to beat. Can he do it? Can he improve on this time? Oh, that's a slightly obscure exit line there. Maybe got a bit of oversteer. But he does put himself on pole. 1:34.9. Right, it's car number 202. An absolutely screaming Audi, car number 202. Actually, we're already coming towards the end of his out lap, so we'll have a quick look at this weird split livery. Do like these liveries a lot. God, does the Audi sound so good. I will stand by it and always say it is the best sounding car in ACC. It sounds absolutely fantastic. Right, so here we go. Sonotti, flying lap. What can we do on the dashboard of his car now? Straight into turn 1. This is going to be a corner to keep an eye out for during the actual main race as well. Yeah, the Aston V12 does sound very nice. Very rare that you see it. Oh, gone a little bit wide there on the apex. Maybe not what he wanted. Can he recover from this? Swings it into the left again. You see that little jink just to the right and then back in again. Taking that late apex. Swings it through. Rolling on the throttle. All the way out to the left. Just avoiding the grass. Now hammering down towards the chicane, absolutely flat out, wringing the neck of this Audi. Do apologise, my brain is slightly sleepy this morning. Right, so through the S's, running the curbs. The Audi can take the curbs pretty nicely through here. Oh, there was a bit of oversteer there though. It was the old commentator's curse, I think, came out to play. So we'll see what he can do. Sonotti's been in that car number 202, he's been a formidable force all season long. And again, a little bit deep, just using the gears to short shift to avoid any loss of traction. Throws it in. So he's got a 1 minute 34.9 to beat. What can he do? So coming across the line now. 1:34.8, so he does what he needs to do. Right, now moving on to car number 127 of Fidel. Another Audi. This is car number 127. No livery that I can see. That might be an issue on my end or the racer's end. Obviously, lots of custom liveries used here in Apex Online Racing. It might just be a case of for some reason it's not appearing. Right, so here we go. Coming around the final turn before he starts his flying lap. So we will jump onto the dashboard of his car once again for this one and only qualifying lap. Absolutely screaming. So this is the Gene Alessi Esports Academy car. Oh, sounds like the tyres a little bit overused there. He went quite deep into turn 2. We'll have to see. Sorry, turn 3. We'll have to see how that works out for him. I will say everyone seems to be running quite a soft setup here. I mean, it's a very, very flat circuit. Apart from the very short amount of banking you have to deal with. Again, you see everyone, they just dip away. It's almost like a twin apexed corner. Avoided the inside curve there, runs all the way out to the outside, just avoiding the grass again. Now, absolutely pushing it to the limit down towards the chicane. A great line there through the S. You can see the Audi really flecking side to side, doing what it needs to do to get the traction down. Good exit there. Absolutely wringing the neck off of it. In the chat, I would not be surprised to see the 201 car up pretty near the front. They've done pretty well in the last couple of races. But to be honest, it's anyone's game. Every circuit has a car that is slightly suited better to it, and drivers prefer certain circuits, so realistically anyone could, but I wouldn't be surprised to see one of the 2.0s up there. There we go, that's a pole position, 1:34.5. Great effort by him, and that's a decent margin ahead of his teammate there as well. Right, so now on board with car number 7 with Ollie Yars. And this is N7 Racing, I believe. Or it always used to be N7 Racing. I might be wrong. I will stay quiet on that one, just in case I am wrong. As it's just coming up with URL at the bottom of this one. Car number 17, Ollie Yars. Let's have just a quick look. So I should be able to see this. Right, here we go. Starting his flying lap. Let's jump on board with the wailing BMW. Into turn 1. There we go. Again, this is going to be one to look out for during the main race. The pit exit is absolutely deadly here. Swings it along. There we go. Gets on the brakes. Again, the BMW looking like quite a soft setup. All the way to the left and flinging it back across. good chunk of inside curb taken there. So the BMW underwent quite a change in balance of performance with the last update. So it's a bit of a different car than what it was when it first released. Certainly the braking distances seem to have been affected wildly by the update. It doesn't seem to affect him as he goes into the chicane. Nicely done, avoids that giant curb on the inside. So now through the S's, plenty of curb either side there. Ooh, a little bit of hesitation on the throttle, and runs a little bit wide. That's going to affect his exit speed. He managed to keep it clean, so he is still going to set a time, but that is definitely going to be affecting it. So hard on the brake, swings it in. Decent line. Again, you hear another driver doing that short shift to get the traction down. Lots of people going for that short shift, it would seem. Flings it across. Roll it all the way to the line now. He's got a 1:34.5 to beat, and he has put in a... Oh, okay, so not as good as he was possibly hoping for. That was a 1:35.2. So he's in the 35, so he will be slightly disappointed with that, I imagine. Right, on board with our only silver class racing team out there today, which is Cracked Racing. Car number 28. And yes, this is Hamlin behind the wheel here. Lots of love in the YouTube chat for this car. Really nice to see. It's car number 28, so right, we're going to jump on board. Here we go. Starting its one and only flying lap. What can we expect to see here? Got a 1:34.587 to beat. Gets through turn one nicely. Again, you hear that slight short shift to get the traction down. Moves over to the left and back on the brake, swinging it across. Loads of inside curb there. Back on the throttle. Nice little clip of the apex there, keeping it flat. Slightly later apex for him there, and the second apex. Yeah, there he goes, he gets it. Is he going to get the curb on the inside? Yes, he is. Rolls on the throttle. Can he avoid the grass? With absolute ease, Hamlin running this Ferrari all the way to the ragged edge. Down towards the chicane, hard on the brakes. Just avoids the curb. Nicely done. Throws it in. Plenty of curb usage here. The flat curbs obviously not too bad on the Ferrari. Slight hesitation on the throttle there, but lovely clean exit. This is looking like it could be quite an impressive lap. It has looked really clean and tidy so far, with no lack of aggression either. Nice tiny touch of that inside curb. Again, we hear the short shift. This is it, the run to the line. What can we expect? 1:34.5 to beat. What are we going to get? Bringing the neck out of this Ferrari. And he's in fourth place. Fourth position with a 1:35.1. Brilliant effort by him. And so we are on to car 203. So Giuseppe Diana. This is another one of those split livery cars. Again, these are the guys I was saying about SPQ Racing. These guys have a pretty dominant team this season. Right, here we go. Flying lap for car number 203. Down towards turn one. Slightly over 90 degrees this turn. It looks like it's going to be 90, but it's not. You have to fling yourself back across slightly to get turn two set up. A little rub of inside curb there. Rolling the throttle, using that to go out to the left before quick dab of the brakes, back over the right hand side. Doing really well here on the brakes again. Again, you see this strange double apex. He does finally get back there to the curbs. A little bit wide there, but rolls on the throttle. Don't think he lost too much time. Again, a clean and tidy looking lap. Down towards the chicane. Nicely done. So through the S's. Oh, a quick gear change there to get the car to turn in slightly better, I think. No hesitations there on the exit. Running it all the way out to the curb. So a short stint out on the banking before that hard right-hand turn. Gets it done, little touch of inside curb, doesn't need to short shift either, actually had the gears set up and ready. So here we go, right, one final turn to go, absolutely flat out to the line now. Trying to find that perfect balance between getting the maximum speed. Here we go. And yeah, there we go, it's a 1:34.3, putting themselves on pole, car number 203, currently in pole position. So let's jump on board with car number 444, which is Tim Peachman in the Ren Welter Esports team. Just coming through those last couple of turns. So this team is our championship leaders with 118 points. And actually their main rival is car number 201, obviously in the Superpole as well. But here we go, starting his first and only flying lap. Tim Peachman putting it all on the line here. Peachman keeping it all together now, throwing it across. No hesitation, loads of inside curb there, gets a nice exit, plenty of exit curb. Really throwing it about. They obviously are desperate to try and get into pole position here. I know it's a long old race, it's 7 hours long, but it's still, if you can get in pole position and get away at the very beginning, get away from the pack, huge bonus for that. Right, here we go, down towards the chicane, absolutely flying at this moment. Brakes, throws it in, nicely done. Heading up towards the S's. Slightly shallower line into that first right hand than we've seen from a few guys, I think. Slight hesitation, but good exit. Just avoids the grass. Going down towards this hard right hander now. Anchoring on the brakes, getting the car turned in, a little clip of the inside curve. No short shift from him there though. He did actually just run the gear through. Maybe feeling slightly more comfortable with how the traction works in this little McLaren. So here we go, running it to the line now. Took that very tight line. What are we going to see? 1:34.3 to beat. And it's not. It is a 1:34.6. So he is currently in third place, provisional third place. And his main rival is now out there. This is car number 201 for SPQ Racing team. So have a quick look because it's the same team, but they're actually running a BMW. Most of the guys are in Audis, but these guys are running the BMW. So slight change. So wringing the neck out of the BMW down towards turn one. Here we go. Throws it in. Absolutely fantastic. Everyone so far setting a lap time as well. It's quite rare that we don't see a lap time set, but it has happened in Superpole. You'll be surprised. So these guys will be running the car as light as they possibly can. They only need to complete 2 laps, so they will have the absolute bare minimum of fuel. The setups will be designed to try and get the tyres up to temp as quickly as possible and to be as flighty and as hairline as possible. Of course, slightly shallow exit there from car number 201, not using the full width of the circuit, it looked like. Maybe it just didn't need to. So on the brakes into the chicane. Down towards the S's. Plenty of inside curb here. BMW gobbling it up. Right, rolling on the throttle. Here we go, down towards this hard right-hander. Swings it in, nicely done. 2 corners to go. Flings it to the left. And a final stretch to the line. Absolutely no lifting, keeping it planted to the floor, letting the BMW use everything it's got. And it's in 4th place. There we go, 4th place. So that is a 1:34.6. So our final driver out there is car number 3. And there we go. It's the Aston Martin for a minute. I was about to say it sounds like a Mercedes, but there's a reason for that. It's because it's basically the same engine. So here we go. This is Virtual Racing Team. Car number 3 about to start their flying lap. Goodness gracious, is that a loud car? Right, here we go. So they have car number 203 to beat with a 1:34.305. So they have to try and beat that time if they can do it. There's a nice buffer between first and second, but they will want to be on pole position. Absolutely going for it. And again, say these guys are third place in the championship with 95 points, so still within a decent chance of taking away a position or two, to be fair, over the course of the entire race. Throws it in. Nice chunk of inside curve there, rolling it all the way out to the outside. Surprisingly, this is the only Aston Martin here. I mean, yeah, the only Aston Martin in the Superpole today. Down towards the chicane, hard the brakes, flings it in. Nice, can't hit too much tyre squeal or anything there. Again, throwing it in. You see these softer setups, so you can see the car sort of almost just starting to buff it on the suspension slightly, it looks like. Big run out on the banking, down towards this hard right-hander. Gets the braking done. Lovely. 2 corners to go. Quite a lot of inside curve there. Hopefully that hasn't affected his speed. Running it out, trying to get as much speed as possible. So what is Pocho going to get? And he has set... Oh, there we go, into second place. Up in second place with a 1:34.370. So fantastic lap. Top 7 all in the 34s. Really good effort from everyone involved there. Really, really strong effort. Right, so your grid, the top 10 of the grid for the final round is going to be car number 203 in pole position, car number 3 in second position, car number 127 in third, car 444 in fourth, car number 201 in fifth, car number 202 in sixth, car number 13 is going to be running in seventh, car number 28 in 8th place, car number 7 going to be running in 9th, and car number 117 running in 10th place respectively. So there we go. That's the top 10 for the final round. So fingers crossed, all goes well. Okay, and it looks like I have an interview waiting as well. I do indeed. Aha, I have our pole man. Right, so I'm going to drag him in and we'll have a quick chat. Hello, can you hear me?
Hello. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Absolutely fantastic effort again from your team this week. Well, this month, sorry. How do you feel about that lap? It was a pretty dominant lap in the end.
Yeah, it was a good lap. It's not easy here at Indianapolis because it's a slippery track. There's also cold temperatures, so it was really hard to nail the lap, but I was lucky this time. So I'm pretty happy about it.
Yeah, no, it looked like a really good time set by you. I say championship-wise, well, I think team-wise, you guys in the SPQ racing team have dominated the overall sort of teams. I'm just having a quick look now. See, that you're car number 203, aren't you? So currently running in 9th place in the championship, but basically it's super close. It's so close in the championship.
Yeah.
I think you're 6 points behind 8th place, and there's just nothing in it. So I think the opportunities for getting up through the points, super on the cards for you guys today, and an absolutely fantastic effort. And I say, just for your entire team, great to be up there on the grid. So and on that, on that pole position, brilliant effort.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we hope for a clean race. Unfortunately, in the couple of past race, we had a bit of we were unlucky. So let's hope for this race and also for the 201 car that can win the championship. So let's hope for a great race also for them.
Are we going to see some team tactics from you guys again? I know last time out there was definitely a case of letting the 201 car gain a position. I think you all crossed the line in order actually throughout the grids. I think it was like
Yeah.
201, 202, which I was very pleased to see when I finished that race. But yeah, so you guys sort of playing a bit of the team game, or are you out there for each individual car?
We'll see. It depends on the track position, you know.
Yeah.
So we will see. Depends also on the track position of the 444 car. So
Yeah, very, very. Yeah, I think that was probably worded nicely. So if it comes around, then yes, you will. But if you don't need to, then no. It's gloves off, racing as hard as you can, sort of thing. But
yeah, sure.
brilliant. Well, thank you ever so much for joining me. Best of luck later in the race. And yeah, as a great lap, a really dominant lap in the end. You know, what was that? 0.6 ahead of the next guy. So yeah, car number 3, quite a decent gap behind you. So nicely done.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Have a great race. Cheers.
Thank you. Right, that is us done for now. We will be back with the main race. That is at 2 o'clock. Just due to computer breakdowns and a couple of sicknesses and bits and pieces, there is going to be a gap in the coverage today. I'm going to be covering the first part of the race for an hour, and then I have a very sick toddler I need to go and look after, so apologies. But then later on, I think from 5 p.m, the race will be back up on stream again, and that will be with Chinson. So, yep, we'll go from there. Thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you at 2 p.m.